Guys, welcome back to my art desk. I've got a little bit of a different video today. This is not any kind of art box subscription unboxing challenge, nothing like that. This is just art that I've been wanting to make for a little while, and I'm going to be doing it with my acrylic paints. I only have 5 of these, but I have made a couple of other paintings using just these 5, and they've come out really cool. I'll flash a picture of one of them up on the screen. But I have the 3 primary colors. I have a cadmium yellow medium, a cobalt blue, and a primary magenta, and then I also have black and white. So these are the only materials that I'll be using today to make a little painting here. I have got a 6x6 canvas, so I've got that all taped down. And then over here, this is what I use typically for a palette when I'm doing a acrylic painting, is I just have this like mini cookie sheet, and I keep a damp paper towel down and then some parchment paper on top of that. So what this does, it keeps the acrylic paint from drying so fast. I've got a few brushes set aside here. They're just really cheap, like the kind that you get in a big value pack at like Michael's or Hobby Lobby or something like that. So I'm going to sketch out, well, I guess I can show you what I'm painting. It is a picture of some little baby socks hanging up on the clothesline. I'm excited. I haven't done just like a painting all just for myself lately. So I'm going to get my paint on my palette, probably do like a rough sketch, and then start painting. So I'm just mixing a little bit of that blue and white together and painting in the general areas of where the sky is going to be peeking through the trees. The nice thing about acrylics is they layer super well, especially when they're very opaque like these ones are. So if I mess up and need to paint over, it's not a big deal. And since I'm just blocking in my colors right now while I've got this blue out, I'm gonna go ahead and do a little bit on the socks. It is more work when you only have a few colors that you have to mix every single color that you need, but I actually think it's really helpful for you to understand what colors you're using and how to make the colors. I think that's a really important skill to have. So I don't mind mixing my own colors. I do find it annoying when I run out of a color that I've mixed and I have to go back and make more of that one color. That's super annoying. But using this technique with the parchment paper and the wet paper towel, it kind of expands the lifetime of the paint once it's out of the tube. It makes it last a little bit longer. I'm going to start working on the green sections now. Putting it in the general areas. It's okay if I go over the lines that I've made before, because like I said, the acrylic layers super well with each other. I might even try to soften these edges a little bit to kind of make the background a bit out of focus. Haven't decided yet. So we're not getting caught up on details or getting super close to our edges or anything like that. You don't want to start off getting too precise, because then you have to work around every time you need to work in that area. Plus it's not nearly as expressive that way. So it's best to start vague and then get down to the details. So to try to lose some of the defined edges here, I'm going to try to blur everything together. I just have a wet paper towel here, clean water, And I'm just gonna kind of tap the edges. I've never actually done this before, but I'm hoping it'll kind of just blur the edges together enough. Might have to go back and add some more blue because that green is really taking over here. Okay, that's working better, to just use a dry brush and kind of feather out the edges. That seems to be working better for what I'm trying to get done, what I'm trying to do here. Okay, I'm kind of liking how that's going so far. So let's see. Next, I think I'm going to work on the ground a little bit more. So I'm going to need some red because I want to make it more of a brown, and green and red make a brown together. So next I'm going to work on the tree trunks in the background. Also, I'm going to be keeping them a bit blurry, not too defined, but I do want to show that they're there. Trying not to keep too much definition of any of my brush strokes at this point because I do want the background to be out of focus. It's a different technique. This is really my first time trying it, I think, so I'm not going to be perfect at it, but I do love the look of like super clean brush strokes. I think those are so pretty when you can actually like see all of the brushwork. But I saw somebody do like a really blurry background, and then the foreground, the subject was super clear, and I thought it looked so cool. I've never tried it, so I added it to my to-do list and thought, today's the day, I'm doing it. Okay. So I think I'm gonna leave the background there for now. Start working on the socks a little bit. So I'm trying to make a lighter color for the socks now. Try to do some highlighting, just blocking in the main areas here. Give them a little bit more shape. I'm just kind of going back and forth between the lights and the darks and the base color. I think I'm gonna take a break from these two socks and move over to the pink ones here. So I'm just going in with that straight magenta color for my shadows. I might add in a little bit of the blue as well, but I'm gonna start off just like this. Okay, so I'm back. It is a new day. I let this sit overnight, partially because I ran out of time and I just kind of wanted to give my eyes a break and come at it with fresh eyes the next day. I just wanted to show you guys. I usually put a gallon-sized Ziploc bag over this if I'm saving my paint for the next day. But I just wanted to show you guys how this technique helps. This paint is still wet. Usually acrylic paint will dry in like, I don't know, a couple of minutes, but this has been sitting overnight and all of the paint, even where it is, you know, thinly spread, it's still wet. So if you are struggling with your paint drying up on you while you're working, try this out. It really works for me. But I'm actually going to get a new piece of parchment paper on here because I'm looking at this and I think the background needs to be a darker green. I don't think there is enough color shift between, like, specifically between this sock and the green trees behind it. So I am going to go back over it with a darker green and see if that fixes the issues that I'm seeing. I already like that a whole lot better. So another almost 25 minutes more and I'm liking where it's at a whole lot better. I might sit with it for another day, come back with it, or come back to it and see if there's any other changes I'd like to make, but I mean, that looks pretty good. When you get closer, you can really see all the brush strokes still. It's not photorealistic by any means, but from far away it looks pretty good. This is why I wanted to wait an extra day before I called this done. These are supposed to be infant socks hanging on a clothesline, and there's no clothesline. They're just floating in the air. So I'm gonna make that quick change. Other than that, I'm pretty happy with it. So we're just gonna add that clothesline in real quick and call it good.
Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's a little bit different than what I've been doing lately, but I really enjoyed changing it up a little bit. If you'd like to see more like this, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. And if you have time, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear what you think. And make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss the next video. Thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you next time.